Seen the first semi go around. It's time for number 2, and taking a look at the start list, Lexi Britton there from North Burleigh. She is number 1. Tara Coleman, Olivia Hall, Courtney Hancock over the page, and a couple of the big names of the sport in Jordan Mercer, Brodie Moyer, Amy Nerthen and Tian Raymond. They'll definitely be at the front end of the field. Well, we've seen the first semi-final go around, and it looks like much of the same at the start there for the second semi as the girls make their way in. Brodie Moyer there on the far right, white cap with the 2 green stripes. She's a big, tall girl. She'll lead them in there, and look at them wade. It's about getting your knees out of the water, isn't it, Naomi?
Yeah, it's very tricky in that shorey there. The girls have got to get across that bank, lift the knees up, dolphin dive as far as they can before they get into their swimming stroke. And
we've seen a couple of the girls that haven't gone as far down into the rip. Do you think it didn't work in that first semi-final? Would they have watched it?
Definitely. Definitely the girls sit on the beach and study all the races. They watch where everyone's going, why they're doing that, and see where they come out. So the strongest swimmers probably went straighter, and the weakest swimmers would have gone to the south.
We'll talk about strongest swimmers there. That looks like Courtney Hancock out in front, former Australian surf race champion, just like Georgia Miller did in the first semi, has put a big gap on the rest of the field. Probably Brodie Moyer and Tara Coleman there in the North Burleigh caps leading that pack, but will Courtney have better luck than Georgia did in the first semi?
It's hard to say. There's not much coming at the moment, but it's definitely a swimmer's race. You have to put it out there. Courtney's given herself every opportunity here, and she's pushing hard for something. There's not much on the horizon, but
she won't come down that one there. And the interesting part about this Currawa is it's the break's always changing. On the first race, we saw a break on the far left-hand side of your screen. In this race, it seems to be coming through on the right-hand side. How difficult does that make it for the girls?
Oh, it's really tricky to pick, and the girls they're just all going to have to swim to the beach now. So she's given herself that chance. Now she's just chasing for anything. It's really tough, and that's surf, unfortunately. That's what they say. That's surf. So you got to take the good with the bad.
The former Kellogg's Nutrigrain Ironwoman champion, 4th last year. Not a season she won, but it looks like she's back this year and going really well. As the girls out the back, they'll come down 1 or 2. So luck is favouring the back markers at the moment in the last few races we've seen as Courtney Hancock leads out in front. Look at the girls spread all over the ocean. Why are they so spread out coming back into this break?
I think the girls are just looking for anything. There's not much out there, and they're just trying to take a bit of pot luck and head south, head in the middle, head north. You can see them scrambling, just trying to push down any little bump. And
there are a couple of girls have picked up some great ones there. That's the North Burleigh cap. I think that's Tara Coleman there who's done Jordan Mercer from the Noosa Club. So what a performance from her. We know how good a ski paddler she is. We know how good a board paddler is. But with a swim like this, you'd have to say she's put herself in the perfect position.
And that's Tara Coleman coming up now, chasing hot on the heels of Jordan Mercer. Not known for her swimming leg, as you said, but there's Gemma Smith in there as well, young girl from Umina, going great.
What a great performance from the 17-year-old there. She got second at the Australian titles in the junior Ironwoman. Courtney Hancock should be kicking herself, but we've seen the last 2 races, the leaders have come out behind as Jordan Mercer makes her way out. There's a big chase pack. It's not as spread out as that first semi-final was, so this one seems like it's a little bit tougher. Amy Nerthen, Kirsty Higginson around there. Liv Hall has a lot of work to do, but this is her favoured leg heading into the board, and I think that's Tian Raymond there from Burleigh as the cap comes off. The girls don't like it. A lot of work to do at the moment as we're on with Brodie Moyer.
Just moving those boards around nicely, popping little waves, sucking in some big breaths and picking her way out.
As these girls, they're in the red zone now, so it looks like there's Danielle McMahon there with the blue and red cap of Wanda. Kira Kinsey from North Burleigh has a lot of work to do as they come round into the middle leg. So how tough is it going to be for these girls to not only have to catch back up to those front leaders and then get themselves around in the final leg?
It is tough. The girls are always on the chase. They've got to keep positive about where they're at, and knowing surf is surf. Danielle McMahon's doing a really good job there. She's still in the hunt. She's chasing hard, hoping the other girls ahead are getting hit by waves, picking her way out. Hopefully she can catch up.
We see how big the gap has grown there as they make their way out, and it looks like the leaders are out into the green water as they sneak over 1 or 2. That's Amy Nerthen there at the tail of those girls. But Brodie Moyer, another one of the taller girls with nice long arms. We've seen her in the board leg in recent years do really, really well, and it's really where she's trying to make her move on Jordan Mercer and the rest of the field.
You see a few rogue waves coming through there. The girls having to roll. Currawa throwing up some of its best.
I was going to say, is it deceivingly powerful out there?
It is. There's not much holding it up, so the girls are just having to deal with that. The whitewater has a fair big Oh, fairly big punch in it.
And I think that wave might have knocked around the GoPro there, so we're getting an interesting view of Danielle McMahon at the moment, but she's making her way out and around the cans there as we're back on in the red zone there. It looks like Kira Kinsey on the green board has just fallen off the back of that top 8 at the moment, so she's got a lot of work to do as our leaders are really going well out in front in single file. Brodie Moyer's there, Jordan Mercer's there, all the big name favourites you'd expect to be in the final look like they're safe at the moment, but there's still a lot of race left to be run.
The girls are just taking it easy. They know they're in that front group, just conserving energy the best they can. Jordan Mercer's doing a great job. All these girls are in the series. They're all the big girls. This is a very hot semi-final, so knowing that they're going to get through this race, head into the final, that's the goal, and that's what they're aiming for, so they're pretty comfortable at the moment.
Look at the little bit of crash and bash there going around the cans. Brodie Moyer on the inside, trying not to get squeezed out by Kirsty Higginson. Is there an etiquette going around the can, or is it every man for themselves?
There is, but there isn't. You know, it's you got to get around clean, and you have to supposedly give room. The girls are generally pretty good, but depending on what's on the line, it's no friends in the water, they say.
If you can't make room, you take room. Is that what it's about there? Looks like Brodie Moyer's won out on that one, but Kirsty Higginson doing a great job. She's changed clubs, gone from the Mooloolaba setup up the coast to Noosa to train under Darren Mercer and Geordie Mercer. It's going to be a big year for her.
There's been plenty of club hopping this year. There's a lot going on between the clubs, the Gold Coast, Sunshine Coast, and a lot of relocating. But Danielle McMahon, we're still upside down. That just shows the power of the surf. That's that Kurrawa break that we were talking about earlier. That's what it does. It turns your GoPro upside down.
It's enough to knock you around there, but it looks like Jordan Mercer out in front, former world board paddling champion. On her right there, it looks like Gemma Smith is doing a great job. She's a strong ski paddler as well. Won the junior ski race at the Australian titles, so she set herself up perfectly here to push down, but look at Jordan Mercer, head down, rating goes up, really working hard there, and it's these small gaps that make the difference, but she'll fall off the back of that. Brodie Moyer's going to come up and join her. She gives a wry little smile there. She knows it's easier riding a wave than it is paddling, isn't it?
Oh, so much easier. Everyone's looking for the lift to the beach. Gemma Smith, she's 17 years of age, racing these girls in the Ironwoman Series. This is something I'm sure she never thought would happen, and she's giving it to them. She's going with the girls. She's beating some of the big names. It's a big day for her.
Oh, as Brodie Moyer makes her way in. So out in front, Gemma Smith there, along with Tara Coleman from the Northcliffe Cub. Jordan Mercer, white cap with the maroon stripe down the centre. Probably the most experienced out of these top 3, so watch for her to get on the front. Kirsty Higginson, her best leg is her ski leg here, so watch her try and jump onto the back of those 3. Amy Northern, she's in 8th place at the moment and with a lot of work to do, but there is a big gap back to 9th, so Amy knows if she drops one place, she's out of this final.
Amy, very experienced, a very good ski paddler, as is Jordan Mercer. We're on board now with Jordan.
As she slowly makes her way out, it's about dropping that heart rate, getting the ski moving and just doing enough to get around. Looks like Courtney Hancock there making her way out, and she'll be clipped by one there in that Kurrawa shore break, and another one comes through. What a shot there. Wow, so she's off. So much power in this Kurrawa shore break, Naomi, and Amy Northern's gone straight past her.
That just shows how quickly your race can turn around. Courtney, very experienced, but maybe just lacking a little bit of concentration there and just getting clipped by one very close to the shore, but she's definitely still in this, a long way back to 9th, and I'm sure she's pretty composed to chase these girls down around the cans.
As we take a look at the field, heading out to see Jordan Mercer on the white ski with the blue stripes still out in front, and Kirsty Higginson's made her way into 2nd place. We're on with Brodie Moyer, really working hard. Listen to her breathe. Really struggling there to get a breath in at the moment. It's tough in this 3rd leg.
Yeah, Brodie's working really well. She's just got her eyes on that big can, the first can out there. Just the aim is to get to that can as clean as you can, as quick as you can, get back to the beach.
And this is 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th, and a lot of work to do for these girls heading out to sea at the moment. But it looks like our top 8 is pretty set. No mistakes from here, and they should be sweet, but there's a lot of racing left to do.
It's all about minimising mistakes for this top 8. They need to conserve, be smart. As Jordan Mercer's coming around the cans, she looks happy. She's the happiest racer on the beach. She knows how to move that ski. It's all about getting to that can, turning it safely, getting back to the beach and qualifying for the finale.
Safe racing and course management is exactly right, Naomi. As it looks like a group of four, that's Jordan Mercer out in front, Kirsty Higginson there on her right-hand side. So the teammates from Noosa Headlands, both trained by Jordan's father, Darren, an Ironman champion himself, out in front. Then back behind them, Tara Coleman on the red and green South's colours there in fourth place. It looks like Gemma Smith is hanging on there in third. So a great performance from her. Are we seeing the making of a star in Gemma Smith from Umina in the Central Coast of New South Wales?
Gemma's certainly come along really well. As you said earlier, she is a former ski champion. She's mixing it with these big girls who race each other day in, day out, week in, week out for the past few seasons. Jordan chasing hard for those runs.
And this is where they're looking for a wave out the back. We see a few bumps out on the ocean as Kirsty Higginson really pushes in centre of the screen there. It looks like Gemma Smith's gone a little bit to the right-hand side there. She's lost her way just a little bit there. Maybe that's strength as she tries to cut back across. Amy Nerthen's picked one out on the far left-hand side out the back, but Jordan Mercer's going to come down on this little one in front, and very easily done. An impressive performance from Jordan Mercer.
Jordan's definitely come along with her ski paddling in the last couple of seasons. Kirsty Higginson, great ski paddler, maybe underrated. Amy Nerthen, look at her. Oh.
Pushing hard on the wave there, but no troubles out in front. Mercer, big smile on her face, as you said, a happy racer there. She just takes a look around, and look at the enjoyment there. There's no better feeling knowing you're in the final. You've done the job. Father Darren there gets on. Courtney Hancock out on the far left-hand side with the orange ski. She's done enough to come down a wave as well. Geordie Mercer cruises around the final flag coming into victory. Kirsty Higginson in second. So a Noosa Quinella here in the second semi-final of the Ironwoman. What a performance from these two girls.
Yeah, it's great. We've got a very good lineup today. Here comes Brodie Moyer with the young Gemma Smith. Gemma making her first final for the season. Amy Nerthen. It's such a lineup.
Yeah, incredibly tough second semi-final here as we see Tara Coleman. Flew under the radar a little bit there. She could be a dark horse for the final, but what about this performance here from Gemma Smith? No time to drop the paddle. She's just going to run it the whole way home. So that's our top 6 in there. We've got a couple more coming in. Oh, and a few of the girls are still off, so this is going to cause hassles there. Looks like Liv Hall is, oh, she's going sideways as well. Oh, watch out, crash and bash. Wow, absolute carnage there from Liv Hall. She's almost taken out a fellow competitor. No dramas for Courtney Hancock. She had her own dramas earlier on in the race, but she'll cross the line. And we've got a few girls. Oh, we've got 4 girls swimming at the moment, so that's not what you want. We can see the handlers in the bottom of the screen calling them in. It's swim for home now. Well, looks like we've got a Stephen Bradbury here. Somebody's come from all the way at the back. That's Caitlin Matushka there from the Avoca Club, a strong ski paddler. She can't believe her luck. She's come from 10th place, snuck all the way through into 8th place here, and she'll be in our final.
Known to be a very good ski paddler. She's had a very good dream run in that last leg there. She wouldn't even know that she made the top 8.
What about a performance there out in front from Jordan Mercer ahead of teammate Kirsty Higginson. Great job by the Noosa Headlands pair. And what about Caitlin Matushka there from Avoca? Sneaks into our final. You never know your luck in the surf, do you? These girls won't be in our final later on. What a race.